everybody, welcome to the Book Bar. It's Tuesday night. That means live Star Wars trivia. I'm Justin. With me, as always, is my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's happening tonight?
Well, we've got Star Wars trivia, as we do every Tuesday night, and that means it's a great night. But Justin, what do we have on tap today?
Well, other than Star Wars trivia, now it is the Rise of Skywalker. We say this every week, I think, but it's everyone's favorite Star Wars movie. I think objectively, it's everyone's favorite Star Wars movie. No one, have you ever heard anyone say a bad thing about the Rise of Skywalker?
No, and I think that's the thing about Star Wars fans is they're just such a positive group of people who never really have anything bad to say about the movies. They just kind of unite around their shared love of all of them, and I think that's why we're so drawn to the community.
Yes, that's fair. And so, everybody who is tuning in live right now, would you actually put it in the comments? Tyler and I were on right before we went live. We're having a little bit of issues with StreamYard. We're not sure if it's on our end or their end. So if Tyler or I look glitchy to you, let us know. But we're going to keep rolling. I can hear him. He can hear me. So we're going to roll with it. Let us know if something seems off.
Yeah, it might be the 8-bit version of the BookBarBros today.
That's okay. That stuff comes back, man. It like Minecraft. It comes back, and all of a sudden, it's the most highest-selling game of all time.
Yeah, we're not doing it because StreamYard is giving us issues. It's because we're hip, and we're just trying to stay with the times.
We're hip. We're down. We got the 411. We don't care. What is that? We're not going out to get jiggy with some guy. I don't care how dope his ride is.
Exactly. 10 things I hate about you. Boom.
That is right. It is 10 things I hate about you. That's already earned me 1 bonus point. I think, right?
I don't know that follows, but you know what? We're going to go with it. That's 1 bonus point for you, buddy. Good job.
Okay, great. Well, what else is on tap here? For me, we talk about what we're drinking every week. I have a little Sam Adams Boston Lager right here in my Drink Michigan beer, which, of course, it's not a Michigan beer glass. And then my wife got me a really sweet variety pack when she went out the other day, and it has one of my favorite seasonal beers here, the Holiday White Ale. That one's a really good one. Hard to see the label there, but I got that one on deck. You have had these before. Yeah,
I've had those before?
Oh, yeah. So that's what's on.
Is that the one that we got sneaky drunk on?
No,
going
it's
to
not.
That
so
improv
Tyler and I, we went to an improv thing last year, and we went to what was it? We went to the Hopcat in Grand Rapids. And we were drinking these like Christmas white ale, wheat ale beers.
Okay, it was like a Christmas thing.
Yeah, and we had like 3. It wasn't the Sam Adams, but it was basically the same type of beer.
Okay.
And we had 3 of these, and then we got to the club, and we had like a tall two-hearted. Next thing you know, our wives tell us we are slaughtered while we're watching the improv show. And come to find out, they were like 7.5% or 8% beers. And then
I think they're even higher than that.
Yeah, and so but I mean, like we drank those like in an hour and a half. And so
we were
it's
like pounding them.
That is like, it's like having, really like 5 or 6 regular beers. So it's like we drank 7 or 8 beers like in an hour and a half. And we got ripped, and we were very entertaining with the improv people.
We had a blast.
So.
Yeah. Now, we're not welcome back, but we had a lot of fun that night. That was a good night.
What's up, everybody in the chat? What's going on? Oh, Tyler, what are you drinking?
Yeah. I got that Rind Over Matter again, that punny little beer that I actually really like. It's good. Wheat ale with lemon and orange zest. They still I haven't heard back about us writing them and saying they should make it with even more zest to make it that much more zesty.
Even more rind and zest.
Yeah, but so we'll see. Hopefully we hear back soon.
Okay, well, good. All right, well, that's what's on tap for us. The Rise of Skywalker, Sam Adams, the Rind, and whatever Tyler just said. I already forgot. But
it's a pun. Rind over matter.
Rind over matter. Rind over matter. Yeah. So before we move on to Frederick's fact check, first, we're going to get this out of the way here. Next week, we are going to have our Patreon trivia contest winner come on the show and compete in the hot seat with us for some amazing prizes. And so what we are going to do for that Patreon winner, whoever it may be, as the opening crawl said, spoiler alert, Templar has a huge lead and there's only a few rounds left, which one of them just dropped before we went live today. And then the last few will drop over the next couple of days so that we'll have a final score. It's not guaranteed to be Jeremy from Templar. He has a sizable lead over the Pop Sith, who I think is in the chat also, but he's... he can coast. He really just has to do very average coming in to make it. So what we're going to do right now is, let's see if I can do it here. Pow. We are going to do the wheel. So we have the 11 major films Tyler, and we're going to do this by process of elimination.
Okay.
So we're going to, whatever movie is the last standing is the movie that our Patreon contest winner is going to get a week to study for and is going to come on next week and try to win some prizes.
And there is going to be some amazing prizes in store. I do have a nude oil painting of myself.
Nice.
That I painted myself.
Oh.
And signed by me. So you're going to get that. And I mean, that's really, that should be the only prize you really need for this. But there'll be a series of other nude pictures of me as well that you can go for.
Yeah, we should create some nude NFTs of you. Those things would probably sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, at the very least. All right, well, let's get the show on the road, man.
Yeah, we're going to get this show on the road here. So let's see. We're going to go now. We're going to bring it up. And here we go. So we're going to spin it. We're going to do process of elimination. First spin. So first movie out. Contest winner will not be tested on one of the classics. Is gone.
Templar cannot be happy about that. I think
Return
he's one of the
Jedi. Man. Remove it. It's gone.
Uh-oh, yeah, Templar's not happy about that.
Okay. Oh, no. I was really hoping he would get the last Jedi.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, but then, the wheel redeems itself a little bit here with that one. You'll be happy that one's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. What else we got? Here we go. Come on.
Although I've had near perfect rounds in The Last Jedi multiple times. Oh, our movie today. See, that's too bad because then he could have had a double session, seeing The Rise of Skywalker and then doing it right again in a week. Might have almost been to his advantage.
That's true. So no Rise. So 2 of the 3 sequels are already gone. So let's keep rolling, baby.
Keep it moving.
Oh, my favorite of the prequels.
Oh, yep. Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Now, not a very popular opinion. Pretty much everyone on Earth has decided that if you don't think Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel movie, you're an idiot. I think Attack of the Clones is the best. Oh, I should say it's my favorite.
Yeah, and I mean, that's because he's a sucker for a good love scene. And that's what that movie is known for.
Best part about that movie.
Here
we go. Oh, the favorite prequel movie, Revenge of the Sith, is gone. Let's remove that. So let's see what we got left. We got A New Hope, Phantom Menace, Rogue One, Solo, The Force Awakens, and The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know if the contest winner, whoever that may be, even though we all know it's basically going to be Templar. Wink, wink, wink. Yeah. I don't know if he would want Rogue One or Solo. Those could be tough picks. So let's spin it again here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I really, especially like Rogue One, I love. That's a hard one to study for.
That's true. But
Solo's gone.
Solo is gone. Solo is gone.
Okay.
So really,
this is looking pretty good for him. I mean, A Phantom Menace, A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, those would be some good ones.
Some of these Templar. Thank the maker.
I know. I just put that one up there.
Oh, did you? I'm looking at the wheel screen, so I can't see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh no, the other sequel. Get to Rogue One or the sequel. Oh, it's gonna be The Force Awakens.
This is really looking good for him.
Templar has avoided the sequels. So Templar, you're welcome. You don't have to. We love the sequels too, by the way. We're just saying that they're controversial.
Well,
so here we go.
We're doing this with Templar in mind, who he knows more of an original guy. So looking at A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, having essentially a 50% chance right now of getting one of those two. He's got to feel good about his position here.
He's really just hoping one of the two survives this spin.
Yep.
And I'm going to say A New Hope's gone. Oh, no. What is it going to be?
Oh.
The Phantom Menace is gone.
Phantom Menace. So that leaves 2 that I bet he's really excited about. And the one that we did say is a great movie, one of our favorites, but is also very hard to study for in Rogue One. Ooh.
Absolutely. All right, Templar. All right, Templar, you're in tell me what you want. Tell us what you want.
Which one do you want
right now? Do you want The Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, or Rogue One? Which one would you want to see? Because that way we know the wheel's going to spin that one out next.
You've got yourself a 33.3333% chance of getting the one that you want.
And
he's saying he wants Rogue One.
He's lying.
So, well, I mean, it is a great movie. And I know for a fact that is one of his favorites as well.
Well, it looks like it's going to be The Empire Strikes Back is gone.
Wow. Okay, so it's between A New Hope, the first, or Rogue One. Wow. I mean, okay, here it is. Comes down to this. This is the Templar. One that he will be absorbed in.
That's right. Remember, whichever one it lands on is the last one out. And then the remaining movie will be your movie to study for. You'll have 1 week to study before you're in the hot seat. Here we go. Last spin. What's it going to be? We got Rogue One, A New Hope. It looks like it's going to be Rogue One, which means A New Hope.
It's A New Hope. The original, the OG. Wow. Okay. So there it is. A New Hope will be your movie to study for, Templar. And now remember, we will be pulling no punches. Right?
No.
These questions will be the questions that Justin and I have asked each other at our most extreme, right? So we will be abiding by the rules that we lay forth, right? Easier ones in the beginning, right? In the Padawan, but then right away, the jump to the next level, I'm sorry, in the Youngling, right away, the jump to the Padawan level, they will be difficult. Anything that is said or seen in the movie is fair game in that level. And then, of course, in the Jedi Knight level, we're going to be pulling out all the stops. So you better put your studying shoes on. Put your studying jacket, your studying hat on, your studying underwear. Put everything on that you're going to need to study, because these questions are going to be tough. But remember, the payoff is you get nude pictures of me. So it's worth it to just devote your life to studying this next week. Oh, we're going to put some tunage on.
We're going to get a little music going in the background. All right, nice and easy there. There we go. We got a little streaming music going. Okay.
Little streaming music. Well, I'm really excited. So whoever the winner is, New Hope, start studying now, because, man, we are going to bring some fire, and it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a great week. So make sure you all tune in next week. It's going to be a fun one.
That's right. It's going to be a good one. And here we go. So moving on now, we have our movie. It is A New Hope for the Patreon contest winner. And we're moving right along to Frederick's fact check. For those of you that may not know, we have a fact checker. His name is Frederick. He's the best in the business. Frederick goes over our previous week's streams for any inaccuracies, false or misleading statements that Tyler and I may have made, because unlike so many people in the world today, we like to get it right when we make a mistake. Frederick puts together a report. He sends it to Tyler. Tyler summarizes it, and he shares it with us. Tyler, what did Frederick have to say about, well, really 2 weeks ago as we were on hiatus last week?
Yeah, well, let's find out here. So first up, Justin, Frederick says, last week, Justin mentioned that Tyler cried himself to sleep after failing to get a perfect round in Star Wars trivia. But Frederick says here that having installed hidden cameras in Tyler's room, it's been discovered that Tyler cries himself to sleep every night. So it's impossible to say if the night he cried himself to sleep after trivia was due to not getting a perfect round. Well,
that's fair.
Okay. Well, and thanks for that, Frederick. And I'll have you know that I cry myself to sleep every night because it allows me to release my depressive tension. It's called depressturbation, and I would appreciate some discretion. Okay, so moving on.
That's a real thing, folks. And so I guess we didn't learn anything, really. There.
No, I mean, come on, Frederick. Jesus. Yeah. Next, Frederick says, Justin does not scream out the name Ryan George, the name of the guy from Pitch Meeting, during sex. Frederick says here that's because Justin has yet to have sex. But if he ever does, he probably will scream the name Ryan George during those few seconds. So there
You're the best, Ryan George.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, Justin really loves Ryan George.
Our time is coming.
Yeah, right, in more ways than one. Pun intended there.
Yeah, there we go.
Next up, Frederick says, Justin does not have melodic farts that sound like a symphony, nor can he fart the melody to Do Re Mi with perfect pitch. Justin, that's not true. You can't do that.
Well, not actually. It takes practice. I'm not that good yet. It's kind of like, I'm taking piano lessons. It's kind of that I can't play Bach. You know what I mean? So
right. So
I'm
you're
not
saying
to that level yet.
So you're saying you can fart the melody to Do Re Mi, just not with perfect pitch. That would be what.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's fair. Finally, Frederick says here, Mary Poppins was not in fact a Force user. Frederick says actually that bitch was a witch. So there it is, Justin. Put that in your chimney and sweep it. That's another Frederick fact check.
Well done. Well done on tying that together. Excellent. Excellent. Go for the ribs. Don't let that bastard breathe.
Of course, a butterfly effect reference.
From the Butterfly Effect. One of the greatest movies of all time, the Butterfly Effect, folks.
The Butterfly Effect. Classic. Everybody loves the Butterfly Effect.
A classic. Nobody loves the Butterfly Effect more than us. So here we go. Now, before we get into trivia, let's not forget, Tyler, of course, to thank our new sponsor. And that, of course, is Big League Chewy.
Big League Chewy. From Wookiee of the Year, Chewbacca, available anywhere where tobacco-themed products are marketed to children. So make sure to pick up yours today.
That might be a better slogan than it tastes like shit, but it's food.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's great.
That was pretty solid.
It's pretty good. Solid. And they, I mean, they have just an amazing spokesperson. The fact that they got Chewbacca to be their spokesperson, and he can hit it out of the park. I mean, he can, big dude, man. Exactly. He can rip a guy's arms straight out of the sockets. Like, think how much upper body strength it takes to be able to do that. So handling a bat, I mean, yeah, he's Barry Bonds roided up, to his nostrils, and he just cranks it out of the park, no question about it.
Absolutely, and this makes a good here, tie-in segue here to my hat. If you can't see this, by the way, this looks like the MLB logo, but in fact, if I get closer, you can see that is, ladies and gentlemen, Darth Vader playing baseball, and Darth Vader is, of course, playing with not a baseball, but the hand of his son, Luke Skywalker. That's right.
It's beautiful.
So,
yeah, absolutely love that hat.
Thank you.
It's funny too. The first time I saw it too, just thought it was a normal baseball logo. I'm like, oh, you got a baseball hat. Oh, that's a hand. That's absolutely fantastic. Love that hat. You got a few really cool ones lately, man. I got to step up my hat game.
Yeah, I bought like 8 or 10 new hats. I was just like, I need hats. I got a Marvel hat. I got some Star Wars hats. Right. I got a bunch of other random hats. So, yeah, it's like I need more hats. As a bald man, I need to wear more hats. I need to step up my hat game, I think.
Right. So. That's my problem. I can't find a hat that fits because my hair is so thick and luscious. It's just like I need such a big size to get it to fit. You know what I mean? I need like one of those giant cowboy hats that's like, these are a joke because I just can't get a normal hat that fits. Everybody's got problems.
Everybody's got that's what I was just gonna say. Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got problems.
Exactly.
The grass isn't always greener, folks. So even people with luscious hair still have problems that they have to deal with. So.
Yep.
Now they're different problems. They're a different set of problems.
For instance, I have the Reed Richard thing. So it's like, think about that, Justin. I have to look like a superhero. Like, we've all got problems. So
yeah, I just kind of look like an older, fatter, balder version of my younger self. I don't really look like anyone. So
well, that's silver lining though, right? Am I using that phrase correctly?
I don't think so. But anyways, let's move right along. Star Wars Trivia, The Rise of Skywalker. I'm up tonight. I feel good about this. I like The Rise of Skywalker for what it is, and without getting into too controversial of an opinion talking about The Rise of Skywalker. Is it jumbled? Yes. Is it very fast-paced? Yes. Do a lot of the storylines make sense? No, of course not. But entertaining. It was entertaining, I thought. And I thought it had a lot of great moments for as silly as it is. And again, Tyler,
I can't believe they didn't call you for a blurb. What's that? Wow, that is high praise.
A mess? Yes. But you know what? I had fun. I had fun watching The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, yeah.
Vito Gesualdi, who I was talking about a few weeks ago, I don't know if you've ever seen it. He did like an hour-long video on The Rise of Skywalker, and it's a total mock takedown. And it's hilarious. I don't know if I've ever sent it to you, but I'm going to have to send it to you because it's so worth a watch.
Yeah, you have to send it to me. I love a good takedown of it. I love a good roast, you know what I mean? So,
well, that's good. Now, before we get into BookBar Trivia, Star Wars Trivia, whatever it is we're calling it, we got to tell everybody how it works. And Tyler, that's your job. Take it away.
Well, Justin, BookBar Trivia consists of 4 rounds. The first round is the Youngling level. This level consists of 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. These are questions where a Star Wars fan that watched the movie recently should have a very good shot at getting these questions correct. Second round is the Padawan level. 5 questions in this round worth 3 points apiece. And these questions are much more difficult, require great attention to detail, as any information that can be gleaned from the movie itself can be used as a question. This means even something said only once or in a passing breath is absolutely fair game. The third round is the Jedi Knight level. There are 5 questions worth 6 points apiece in this round, and these are questions that are not for the faint of heart, as anything considered canon for the movie is fair game. This means supplemental reading is absolutely required for success in this round. And the fourth and final round is the Jedi Master level. 11 points are up for grabs in this round, which will consist of multi-part questions to see how deep your Star Wars knowledge goes. Only the most diehard of fans will have a chance in this round. And if Justin gets every question correct at every level, he will score a perfect 66, and then I will have to perform a humiliation of his choosing. And that is Book Bar Trivia. But of course, Justin, don't forget, we encourage the chat to participate. They can give right answers, they can give wrong answers, misleading answers, funny answers, absurd answers, and we can always go to the chat for help. Just have to sift through all the nonsense to do so. And with that, Justin, it's time.
It is time, but our new tradition before we get into it, the pregame chug, Tyler. So pick it up, everybody, whether you're watching at home live or on the replay. Cheers to you. Let's get our buzz going before we get going. Let's go. Here we go.
I'm already about to be, one in. We haven't even started trivia yet.
I'm already dipping in here. Beer number 2.
Oh, you're dipping too? You got Chew? Well, I bet you do. You've got Big League Chewy, because we always like to dip while we're doing our lives with Big League Chewy, our new sponsor.
Our new that's right. Dipping into some Big League Chewy. I really only know 1 or 2 people that still actually chew tobacco anymore.
Oh, really? I used to chew tobacco for a short time. And I'll be totally
disgusting beast.
Totally honest with you, I absolutely loved it. It was so good. But it's just like, I know it was terrible, and know people that have gotten tongue or lip cancer and stuff, like people who are older, where we used to work. And so I had to stop. But it's good, man. It's good. But yeah, I still know a few people who do it. Obviously I know you do. Well,
Big League Chewy, of course. Yeah.
Big League Chewy, but yeah, no, it's good stuff, but it's obviously terrible for it. All right, okay, Justin, ready? but not like alcohol, which we know is clean, it's
good
safe,
for you, it's healthy,
it's good for you, it's cleansing, good for your skin, good for your heart, lungs, brain, everything, and that's a Book Bar guarantee.
That's a Book Bar guarantee. I'm ready.
All right, Jess, let's move on. Question number 1 in the Youngling level, 2 points apiece. Here we go. This character shows off some serious moves while slaughtering the Lasmek of Winston, including a moonwalk, slide stab, and a modified rock bottom. Would have been nice to see the People's Elbow, though.
No, I agree. It would have been nice to see the People's Elbow there. And that scene, it's a cool scene, cool visuals, as is always the case with J.J. Abrams. But there's things I just don't like. How he
didn't drop the People's Elbow.
Well, he didn't drop the People's Elbow, which is stupid. But how he takes the his lightsaber and he kind of hits the one guy and it just doesn't cut through him, and then he kind of just picks him up and slams him down. I assume that's the rock bottom you're talking about. But it's he stabs him in the stomach with his lightsaber though, and it doesn't cut through him. And I'm just like, why would it not just go right through him?
Yeah, and there's one where he kind of picks him up, almost kind of looks like that, and kind of rather than go down with him like you would in the rock bottom, he just kind of stops halfway and then just lets him fall down. And so it almost looks like a rock bottom, but that he bailed at the last minute, which is too bad because, as Dwayne Johnson would tell you, you have to commit to your rock bottoms. You know what I mean? Right. Once you get him in that position, got the arm behind there, and you're soaking in the cheers from the crowd, you just got to follow through, slam him down, and then maybe, go back and forth on the ropes and then drop that elbow on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't even tell you how long it's been since I've watched wrestling. It's been a long time. Yeah, hours.
I have not watched wrestling. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. Used to be big wrestling fans. We camped out before for tickets back in the day, but I don't watch wrestling anymore. Used to watch
one of my favorite matches though ever watched. I remember when we were younger, we called on an actual phone. That's how you can tell from the gray hair, right? How old we are. Used a real phone that had a cord, and we called to buy a pay-per-view to watch The Rock versus Mankind. You remember that? And that was a hell of a match, dude. Mankind was just covered in blood, because The Rock hit him, I think 100 times with a chair in the head. Rock bottomed him off the top of where people were sitting onto a bunch of speakers. They went crashing through it was just pandemonium in that environment.
Folks.
But a great match, and obviously wrestling is real, and so that's why we always like to watch.
Yep, wrestling's real, folks. Now, what they do to each other, in a way, is real, and they do really, really get hurt, a lot.
Yeah, well,
a lot of that stuff is dangerous, of course. But
yeah, of course. They actually get hurt, but. Do we have to explain that wrestling is fake to people?
I think so.
I don't think that's our job. I don't think that's our job.
If our grandpa was here, he'd be like, "It's real." It
is real. Well, there are people who actually believe that, even who are adults, which seems impossible. But again, it's like, they really get hurt, but like, it's not actually, it's fake, like they're dancing, right? It's a dance where sometimes neither of them knows exactly what they're going to do, but like are giving into it. They learn how to dance together, and like the outcome is already
dance together, and then clothesline each other,
or do a modified rock bottom, or a sliding moonwalk stab, as this character did, bringing it full circle.
Who is Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren is absolutely the correct answer, Justin. Moving on to question number 2. Question number 2. This is objectively the most adorable character in the Rise of Skywalker.
I'm just going to answer this one immediately. It's got to be Babu Frick.
Babu Frick is the correct answer. Yeah, this is objective. There is no subjectivity in this. He's just the most adorable character. Justin has 2 more points. We're moving on to question number 3.
Hey, let's keep it rolling.
Getting C-3PO to translate this language will cause a complete memory wipe. In other words, the droid's memory will go blank. Blank.
Yeah, okay. I assume that there's not a more complicated answer than what I'm thinking, since this is question 3.
This is a Youngling level. This should be, no problem here. What language did C-3PO have to translate?
Well, I believe it's Sith.
It was Sith. Absolutely, Justin.
That
is the correct answer.
I was hoping it wasn't like Sith something, because I was like, I don't remember there being like Sith whatever, you know what I mean? But,
no. This is the Youngling level. We're going to accept Sith. We're not going to be too hard on the Younglings. They got hard enough. We watched Revenge of the Sith, right, where they got mowed down by all Anakin Skywalker. May he rest in peace. The First Order general turned out to be a spy for the Resistance, but he didn't get hugs for his clandestine work. Instead, he got a blaster bolt to the chest, courtesy of General Pride.
Excellent question drafting there.
Wow.
He didn't get any hugs for his clandestine work, too. Of course, clandestine means open and obvious.
Right.
And
actually means relating to Clydesdales.
I thought it was that you had a family that owned a candle store at some point.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, that is what it means. Shit. Yeah. That's not how I meant it. But please, everybody, forgive me. No, clandestine. Anybody knows? If you work in the CIA, say you work in the clandestine services, right?
That's true.
Cloak and dagger shit, and that's what this guy did. And then only to immediately get killed and found out right away. So
that's true. And this is not General Hugs, but General Hux.
General Hux is the correct answer, Justin. You are 4 for 4. Moving on to question number 5. Kylo Ren sees dead people. Or he has very vivid daydreams, I guess, because he sees this former smuggler and rebel leader, which causes him to force pitch his lightsaber into stormy seas.
I like that one too. Force pitch.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Because you see, he's got an arm on him. You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see Kylo Ren pitch to Chewbacca. Because we know Chewbacca is an amazing hitter. Obviously, as we know, the spokesperson for Big League Chewy, our sponsor, go pick up Big League Chewy today. But then we see from that, he should absolutely force pitch that lightsaber deep into the water.
He definitely used the force to throw that. Now, here's my question, though.
Yeah, shoot.
From seeing that throw, from watching Adam Driver throw the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Do you think he's actually athletic or ever played baseball or thrown something in his life?
Well, it's irrelevant. Adam Driver can use the Force. We've seen that in the movie.
Well, Kylo Ren can use the Force. But have you ever noticed, like so many times, whenever actors have to do sport-related athletic things, I'm even talking like what he did there, like throw a lightsaber.
Right.
If any person who like throws a football or a baseball around normally would throw it, they would not have thrown it the way he throws it. You know what I mean? No, like you kind of watch them and they just kind of like go.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, a normal person would wind up and they would fling their arm through and they'd follow through. And I'm like, but you always see them do things where they just go. And it's like, oh my goodness, have you ever thrown a rock, anything before?
Well, it's kind of surprising because, again, when you're in certain areas or certain families and upbringings and stuff, you know, for some people, sports and games like that are more common than in other families.
Of course.
And I have been surprised to learn myself that, like, yeah, there are plenty of people who just like can't throw balls. They didn't like play catch when they were kids or football like we did, and so that's way more common than you'd think. Yeah, because I've met people who like, yeah, I watched them throw a football, and I'm like, good God, like, it looks like they're having an aneurysm or something, but they didn't grow up throwing one when they were kids, so it's like the motion just isn't natural. And actor, it's like it's hard to learn that in a short period of time. You know, like they could if they were given enough time, but I'm sure most like producers and directors aren't like, you know what, it takes 6 to 8 months to make sure you can throw a ball for this 2-second scene. And they just wouldn't think about it.
Well, use a stunt double from behind. I don't know, but
right.
But
yeah,
anyway,
you're right. Put Mahoney in.
Put in Mahoney.
They're bringing in Mahoney.
So yeah, he has a memory of course, his father Han Solo.
Han Solo. Ever heard of him? Of course, Justin has, because he just went perfect on the Youngling level. Justin, well done, buddy. And there goes the Youngling. We are moving on to the Padawan level. And this is where shit gets saucy. So buckle up, everybody. Get saucy.
But before we do, just a reminder, affiliate link down in the description below. Whether you're a content creator or a collector, there's an affiliate link down for you down in the description. It's a great way to support the channel at no additional cost to you. Check it out. Moving right along. Here we go. Question number 6. I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, you're pouring a beer. We can take a second.
Yeah, I'm pouring a beer.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is good. This is good. Good stuff. We're live. We're not editing this, so okay.
I just love how tight these shows are. Okay, got my beer poured, and we're gonna take a 10-minute break. All right, here we go, Justin. We're moving on to the Padawan level. Here we go.
Ready?
3 points apiece. When we first see Lando Calrissian, he waxed a guy, wax off a guy, using this rather primitive weapon.
What is Family Guy is the reference.
And that is a bonus point. I'm going to track it. That is your first. Oh, where's my pencil? Here it is. Okay, that is your first.
No, what do you mean my first? Okay, hold on. Okay, 6 cents. 6 cents. Do I have to go back and get them all?
I'm going to say you weren't saying any of these things.
Okay.
So 6 cents.
6 cents.
That is 1 point.
That is 1 point. General Hugs. Well, that's a reference to, of course, the Last Jedi opening scene.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't count. We're talking about pop culture outside of Star Wars. The blank blank is just another Babu Frick reference. So,
okay, I was gonna say I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, nothing there. What about question 1? Anything in there? The moonwalk slide set, a Michael Jackson reference. Does that count?
I'm not gonna give you for that. That is too common knowledge.
Rock bottom. The Rock, the wrestler, the Rock's finishing move.
No, too late.
People's elbow also. Come on.
That's too.
All right. Okay.
But now I'll give you one for Family Guy. You have 2 bonus points.
This is the Big Fat Polly episode too from Family Guy.
Big Fat Polly. That is absolutely correct. Yeah.
Yep.
The Big Fat Polly episode, classic.
You know, it's so funny. Big Fat Polly reminds me of so many people that I know.
Really? Okay. Well, just between us, who are the people?
Well, I don't know. Wait. No, I'm just
Dio?
kidding.
I see Dio behind your shoulder. Dio reminds you of Big Fat Polly?
He does. Yeah.
I don't see it. Okay, maybe in the limited vocabulary, but I don't know. Appearance-wise?
Okay.
I just don't see it.
Okay, so using this rather primitive weapon now, let me see my chat. I believe I know what this is. He's gonna say.
Okay, let me see. Let me Google this real quick.
Oh, slingshot. Yeah. So no, I believe okay. You said primitive weapon. Yes. I'm pretty sure he uses a crossbow, like a mini crossbow. Does it have a better name than that, or is that what you're looking for?
Crossbow is what I'm looking for. Okay. And yeah, I just, think that kind of sticks out, given that this is supposed to be, we're kind of using futuristic technology
and things, and he's got a crossbow.
He's just got a crossbow. It seems weird, because, you would think that he's a man who would have the connections enough to, just get himself a decent blaster, for goodness sake. This is Lando Calrissian we're talking about. He's using crossbows? Well,
maybe they're not a very advanced civilization there on Pisana, and maybe he just had to make do with whatever it is that he had. Although I think they would have sent him with a blaster when he
That's what I mean. I still feel like he could get his hands on a blaster, okay? But anyway, what he used was a crossbow, Justin, so you're absolutely correct. Moving on to question number 2 in the Padawan level. Beaumont Kin, otherwise known as Charlie from Lost, translates the following message. The Resistance is dead. The Sith flame will burn. All worlds surrender or die. The blank, blank, blank.
I'm pretty sure I know this.
Blank, blank, blank. And that is not another Babu Frick quote.
You sure?
Blank, blank, blank. I want you to fill in the blanks.
Beaumont Kin. Yeah, what happened to that guy after being Charlie from Lost, in which he was really fantastic. Did a great job in that show.
I thought do a great job as Charlie on Lost. Yeah, I really liked him. His the heroine side plot I thought was good to give his character some depth and something that he was working to overcome. I thought he did a great job, and then he eventually does. And I loved how they find all the heroin on the island too, so it's not as if he had to force himself to withdraw because he had no choice. He actually had to make a conscious choice to get to kick the habit, despite the fact that he essentially had an endless supply there on the island. I like the little side story there. Good character.
I would agree. So the resistance is dead. The Sith flame will burn. All worlds surrender or die. The First Order begins. Did you say begins?
That is correct. The First Order begins, Justin.
The First Order begins. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to give you 1 point per in case you said the First Order something else, because I figured you'd get the First Order. So there it is, Justin. You remain perfect so far, cruising right along as they say. Yeah. No, wait, and just as Temple said, the First Order something. No. I figured you might do that.
Correction. By the way, did I say First Order? Because it's Final Order.
Oh my God, you did. Yeah, and I can't believe I gave it to you.
You gave it to God. But no, I even caught it, even see it, and I was like, no. What did I say? I thought I said First Order, but it is the Final Order.
You did say the First Order. Oh my God.
It's the Final Order begins, right?
And I'm not even going to deduct a point because I'm mad at myself. I should have shit all over you for that.
And I would have beat myself up for being like, oh my God, what am I doing?
That would have. Oh my God! Order. I can't believe that.
I think I said First Order.
I think you did because I repeated it and said First Order. Yeah. And because you said First Order begins, I just was like, yeah, it's the Final Order, Justin.
Yeah. It's hashtag Frederick. Frederick will confirm.
Right. Yeah. It's a Hitler Nazi reference, right? It's the final solution. It's the final order. It's that thing. And I mean, obviously, the whole suits and everything, all Nazi based, right? These are supposed to be the authoritarian fascists here. So, Justin, I can't believe you get full points for that because that was a horrible mess up, but I didn't catch it, and so I couldn't throw the flag fast enough. The next play already started.
But I caught it. I was even like, oh, yeah, no. Did I say first? Because I meant final. That's what it is. That's what I meant. Okay.
That's true. At least you caught it. That would have been bad if both of us missed it.
Yeah,
so
you
get full points. Okay.
All right.
Moving on. According to Force Ghost Luke, who can still do everything a person can do, he's just transparent now. This is what kept him in hiding.
I believe there's a simple answer to this question.
There is a simple answer. I'm looking for a single word.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Then I know. Something really talked about throughout the Star Wars movies.
Yep.
But let's talk about this Force Ghost thing real quick before we move on. Because what Rian Johnson did with Yoda in The Last Jedi, which then essentially JJ does again, like when you break the continuity, it is so silly because again, everyone asked the questions then. Well, if Yoda as a ghost can just summon lightning and he's a ghost and he can't be hurt, why wouldn't he go fight every battle and just show up on these planets wherever and just cast lightning on people?
He's retired, man.
He's living. That's so stupid. And the same thing with Luke. It's like, wait a second. Luke caught and can hold the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Then why doesn't he just actually go to Crate, right? And why doesn't he just cut him down for real if he's a ghost and Kyle can't do anything to him?
Well, Justin, we've already talked about Lost today, and it's much like that scene where we have the man in white and the man in black, and we see their mother, and she's just like, "I've made it so you can't hurt each other." End of story. And that's as far as they go. And I think that's all we'd say is if we got the Star Wars explanation for why, because they can't. That's as far as we're going to go. So I say just stop thinking about it because you're not going to get an answer. Doesn't make any sense. Adds so many problems. But
if this were a Ryan George pitch meeting, someone I talk about occasionally on the channel, he would say, "Sir, I'm going to need you to get all the way off my back about that."
Right. That's exactly what that situation is.
Yeah, but why though? So the movie can happen.
Okay. Right. But I mean, you don't have to do those things though. You could just have a Force Ghost like you did in the rest of the movies. You didn't have to have him conjure lightning or be able to actually manipulate real solid objects, which just adds a huge wrinkle into the whole idea of a Force Ghost, where a ghost can essentially do everything else.
And so why not get out there and get some shit done and help some people?
Because you can't, you can't. You gotta let the next generation die and become Force Ghosts and immortal and not do anything.
Maybe that's a form of recruiting. I don't know, but
who knows?
All right. So I mean, I believe Luke says fear is what kept him there. Doesn't he say fear is what kept him on the island?
Justin, fear is absolutely the correct answer. It's not just a Mark Wahlberg movie. It's also the correct answer to this question. You remain perfect. We are moving on to question number 4. During the celebration of the Resistance base, Poe throws out the "would you care to have sexual relations with me" look to this character. His advance was quickly spurned by the character.
Yeah, I know this one. No question here. And this was definitely one of those. Disney threw it in so that everyone knows that Poe is either that Poe is straight, or at a minimum, he's bi. But probably straight. They were really trying to imply that.
No, he was actually that. Yeah, he was female curious at that point. He's been gay, but like he's kind of like, you know what? Do you want to try this thing? And she's like, I only date straight guys. And so that's why she didn't do it. But, Disney thought they'd throw it in there. So glad we all know that at least Poe's out there trying to experiment, which is good for all of us, right? That's what true. College and Star Wars is about, is experimentation. Just having fun, seeing what fits. Putting square pegs in round holes doesn't matter. Put it in whatever holes you can find. Right. And so, Justin, we've gotten a little sidetracked here.
Wow.
What character are we talking about? Maz Kanata. That is the one.
Oh, Tyler, we're talking about Zori Bliss.
Zori Bliss, absolutely. Zori Bliss is the correct answer, Justin. We are moving on to the final question. The Padawan level, you remain perfect. According to Rose, this was the reason she couldn't join the gang on their adventure to Basana. Hint, it was definitely not due to fan backlash.
No, not at all. And I remember why she can't join them. Okay, yeah, because again, it all comes back to Ryan George. This all comes full circle. On the pitch meeting he did for the Rise of Skywalker, he's talking with the director about Rose. And he's like, "Oh yeah, what's Rose up to?" And is she doing something fun? He goes, "No." He goes, "Well, what happened?" He's like, "She's got to study." He's like, "Well, doesn't she have to?" He goes, "No, she has to study."
She's got to study. But Justin, what does she have to study?
I think she has to study like old Star Destroyers or something. Old Star Destroyers.
I'll give it to you. It's the general asked her to study the specs of old destroyers. Absolutely.
There you go.
So, boom, there it is. She cannot participate.
Sorry, she's got to study old Star Destroyers for whatever reason.
Now, they gave a real reason why they said that Rose had this very limited role in the other movies. And they said it was CGI issues for her scenes with Leia. That the intention was to have her stay on the base, on the Rebel base there, but that they planned on her having scenes with Leia, and then most of her scenes ended up having the CGI just looked rough, and it already kind of looked rough in some of the scenes with Rey, but they wanted to keep some of them in, but they ended up cutting most of the scenes with Leia, including the ones with Rose. So that's what they say.
Do you buy that?
I don't know. But, you got to remember the fan backlash. There's essentially been fan backlash to every single movie since the original ones. So how much they even take that into account, I honestly don't know. Because you think about it, now people love, like, say, the prequels. People are freaking out about the prequels when they're made. There's still people who, hate them. And the hate that say that the hate mail to Hayden Christensen for his performance, right? And the death threats to him, to Jake Lloyd, death threats to a little kid for his role. Rose, what's her name? The actress who plays Rose, death threats.
Yeah, Kelly Marie Tran.
Like, yeah, the fan base, man, has got cooler jets. Yeah, I didn't love Hayden's performance either, but I'm not going to kill him. You know, sure, I stood outside his bedroom window and I gave him a look, letting him know I was disappointed. Yeah. But I didn't send him death threats. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, it just seems to be that way with anything now. That, well, you know, the vocal minority group always is loud. But I mean, like, it's basically become that way. And maybe politics over the last 5 years have spurned that. But I mean, it's just, it seems like you have to take a position on something and you have to fight tooth and nail. And everyone who doesn't agree with you is wrong and is an idiot and is a moron. Yeah. And, you know, it's so funny. I actually, so, you know, I'm a big sports fan for anybody who may not know. And so Tyler and I live in Michigan. I'm a Michigan fan. Tyler goes to Michigan State, so he's a Michigan State fan. And I forget what it was, but typically I don't comment a lot on other videos, but I was watching like an ESPN video with Joel Klatt. I don't know if you know who he is. He's actually the guy who called the Michigan State game. I think him and Gus Johnson called it. And he was on with, I think, Colin Cowherd or something. And I watched like the 10-minute clip, and you know, like Joel, they were arguing over the playoff, how they select the playoff teams, right? That's what they're arguing over. And so, like, I just really liked every point he made. I'm like, yeah, I agree that the holes he's poking and why it's flawed and, like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so I just put something in there like, yeah, Joel Klatt, you know, he's one of my favorites. He, you know, always has great points. And, like, I got, like, 5 or 6 comments just like, oh, what? Because he picked your team? Blah, 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 blah. Hating on Joel Klatt. Hating on me because I only like Joel Klatt because Joel Klatt likes my team. And then, like, one guy wrote, like, a gigantic diatribe that I, like, just quickly responded to and was like, no, he didn't pick my team. But thanks for responding. And then, like, 3 other people were like, yeah, no, thank you for responding back, like, ... And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
oh, dude.
I was just like, hey, I like Joel Klatt's takes. And, like, people started taking me down for, like, just saying, I like what this guy is saying. It's unbelievable how toxic the internet, how toxic comment sections can be.
Well, that's the thing. It's because it can be done through anonymity. And so it's like people's worst impulses, they just throw out there all the time, not thinking about the fact that, like, that's a real person who you're affected, or maybe thinking about that and, like, you know, getting off in some way on that. But it's because they can do it anonymously. But, like, yeah, it's toxic, man. Because, like, you talked about, like, the Michigan MSU thing, you know, after the big Michigan MSU game, and then MSU loses to Purdue, a famous, you know, upset team who has knocked off now 3 top 5 teams in the last 2 years, and then they beat MSU. And the Michigan fan, oh my God, are they so toxic? Like, to Michigan, to MSU players and stuff like that. And it's like, even though MSU just beat them, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just
that's just both schools, and that happens not just in Michigan, that happens everywhere.
Exactly. Right. I'm not trying to say it like MSU guys. That's my point. Is just like it gets nasty.
The fandom gets so nasty.
The fandom gets so nasty, and I'm like, my God, where it's like that. We're literally brothers, best friends, rooting for different teams, but it's like that's it. Then it's like the game is over. We can move on. We can talk about it and have fun. But like, they're just like attacking each other, and it's like you guys aren't even playing the game. You literally have no stakes on it whatsoever, other than like
entertainment
for fans of other teams. Like, calm down, for goodness sake, man. And it's like
I know the last thing is, so you know, one of the calls, and we'll get off football here real quick, but one of the calls was that big fumble for a touchdown that Michigan recovered. And remember that? And they were replaying it forever, right?
Yeah.
And then they overturned it. And I was like, how can they do that? It has to be indisputable. And the announcers were like, I don't know how they could possibly do that. They went to the replay guy, and the replay guy was like, I don't get how they could do that. And then it was announced at Jim Harbaugh's press conference a few days ago. They were badgering Harbaugh. Harbaugh doesn't talk a lot. And so like they're badgering him about, like, did they talk to the Big Ten? And he's like, yep. And they're like, this. They're like, did they talk to you about whatever? And what did they say? And he was like, mistakes were made. And they're like, so did they say something? And he's like, yes, they apologized and they said mistakes were made. Like, that's it. And then like, so that, like, Harbaugh didn't want to talk about it, but like the media's badgering him. And he basically says, yes, we talked to the Big Ten. The Big Ten apologized and said they made a mistake. Like, that's it. He didn't harp on it. And like Michigan State fans across were killing him for whining about the calls. And I'm like, he wasn't whining. He was getting badgered by the media, and he said, "Yes, I talked to the Big Ten. They said there's a lot of bad calls." And he's like, "Yeah, there were a lot of calls." Like that's it, one off sentence, and like that puts thousands of people in a fury, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
I was again the last few days was looking into the MSU Michigan feuding. And holy crap, like that. But I think
for all in that rivalry.
Oh yeah, but like some of them are a lot of fun. Like there are a few counts for both teams that like are throwing shade and stuff all the time. But like they're funny, like they're really funny, and like they kind of both know they're jabbing. But I think some of the fans like aren't into the joke and don't and like take it way too seriously for both teams. And it's like, Jesus, man, like I want our team to win too, but like it's a game. Right, we're talking about a football game that literally, whether they win or lose, does not affect you at all. Right, like, everyone, everyone needs to calm down. As a younger fan,
I lived and died with the games a lot. I did, I because it was like my thing. It was what I looked forward to. It was my pastime was being a Michigan football fan, and eventually got to the point where I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I just need to be a fan. And if they're good, great. And if they suck, whatever. And I'm going to do other stuff. And that's what I eventually did. But like, I see younger people and I get why they are like that, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Having been more like that in my early 20s than I am now.
Well, and that's the thing too. I think most of the vitriol that we're talking about too, it's younger, it's all college kids from both universities and stuff who are really just, fighting it out tooth and nail, or just young people who are super into the games at that point. Because I felt that too. I mean, back when we used to watch the Tigers all the time, I used to live and die based on whether or not the Tigers won a game, right? Like my mood was different depending on whether or not the Tigers won a baseball game. That's insane.
It is, especially because they play 160 games and they're going to lose a good majority of them.
Right, but I thought they should have been undefeated. Remember
isn't that the thing with fans? That's the thing with fans. It's like Michigan fans. We're going on long football. It's our show. We're doing whatever we want.
That's true.
And it's like so many fans are like still calling for Jim Harbaugh to be fired, and I'm like, he took it. He was 8-0 or 7-0, whatever. He lost at MSU by 4, who was also undefeated 7-0 in a game that really Michigan controlled, and it took a lot for Michigan State to come back and barely win that game. They still had the ball at the end and could have won, and it's like. That's not like they waltzed into 4-4 Michigan State and got beat by 20. That's not what happened. It was probably the game of the year, and other people who watched it, analysts were calling it the game of the year. They're like, that's everything you could want in a football game.
I literally saw articles from 4 different analysts who were at the game who said that was one of the greatest games they had ever been to. They were like, the game had the game had everything you could have wanted. They're like the back and forth, the coming from behind, amazing plays from both teams. They were like the drama, the crowd was going insane the entire time. They're like, the one guy was talking about his ears were ringing afterwards. And it's like, that was just an amazing game. And it's like, and so you lose that one close at the end, whichever team did. You don't fire a coach after a game like that. That's that. That's good. Like we said, if Michigan State then misses in like after that game and everything they did to come back and then just loses it at the end, right? Say, Michigan, scores at the very end, the final seconds or something. Would you fire Mel Tucker? No, because that would be insane. That's
right. That's what I mean. Like, what if Kate McNamara that pass doesn't get tipped for an interception? Instead, they get it and then they complete 2 more passes and score a touchdown and win at the end. Now Jim Harbaugh's a genius. It's because the players made 1 or 2 more plays. Jim Harbaugh's a genius. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's get off football. Although I feel like I could talk football all night.
But you know what? Let's just go through the college football rankings right now. So Justin, we got Georgia number 1.
They just came out at 9:00, and I actually don't know what they are. But okay, so Templar says I've had this comment up forever. He's been binge watching Squid Game.
Okay, so let's go on another tangent.
Yeah, so again, Squid Game was really good. We did a live show about it a week or 2 ago. And it's just one of those shows, like so many others where like it's so hard to finish an episode and then just be done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I stayed up till 2 or 3 in the morning the one night, and then the next night I stayed up till like 2 in the morning to finish it because I was like, I just can't stop. I have to know what happens. Yeah, I have to know what happens, Tyler.
Oh, it's so good. And I just saw articles. Season 2 is for sure happening.
It had to have. It had to be.
Well, of course. I mean, the guy's going to make a fortune. It's been like officially that, like, he's working on it, and so like he already said he's working on ideas for it right now. But unlike this one, he said he is going to have a team of writers for season 2. He's like, he's not going to try to do it himself.
And he wants to have more money too.
Right, and he's like, and he wants to have a bunch of experienced directors come on because, as you know, a bunch of famous stories about like this guy killed himself to try to get this thing out there.
I didn't realize how long it took.
Yeah,
this guy was working on this project for like 10 years.
Yep. To try to get but look what he did. He's already made Netflix like $1 billion. I'm not making that up. I think they said $800 to $900 million worth of value is what Netflix is projecting from this show. So like, yeah, the guy is now set for life. He won the Squid Game. He just won it.
He did win
it. Through doing that. But yeah,
maybe
so
not through
he's
his
obviously
initial contract, but he got paid now.
But he's getting paid now. Like, without question, he's going to make an absolute fortune. And I'm excited for it. I love how it ended to set it up for what could be a very cool season 2. But man, it will be hard to top that first season. Very hard, because it's essentially going to be a totally different show, right? It almost has to be.
Yeah, different everything. It's still only. It just seems like Guion is going to be the kind of guy who takes over the cops role, where he's going to be the one trying to infiltrate and take him down now. But I don't know. I guess I don't want to spoil, even though we did the show, and I think Templar was on the show. He's binge watching it, but so we'll avoid spoilers there. It's new enough, but
yeah.
And just a reminder, thank you to our Patreons before we move on to the final round. All of our nerd level 1, 2, and 3, and of course, Templar Pops, our council member. If you are interested in supporting the channel, there's a link down in the description below. You can do a lot of fun things like participate in our trivia contest, and Templar is more than likely going to be the winner and is going to be on next Tuesday competing in the hot seat for some amazing prizes. Link down in the description.
And obviously you can support the channel so that we can talk Star Wars trivia, college football, Squid Game, college football rivalries. We talk it all here on the BookBarBros.
On the BookBarBros, because everyone's bored listening to us.
Maybe we do more of a boar theme for future editions. I don't know. Keep that in our back pocket.
We'll get Robert Baratheon on, someone who suffered a deadly strike to a boar. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And he can maybe borrow Landil Calrissian's crossbow and kill the boars with it. Full circle here. Yeah. So after a nice little 20-minute tirade about college football and the toxicity surrounding the fandoms, let's move on, Justin, to the Jedi Knight level. Here we go. 6 points apiece now. This is where people live and die. First question. This Ovisian worked as a mine overseer at the Cinta Glacier colony, and his kappa was detated from his head after he gave a data file to the Resistance.
That is the Office reference. Michael Scott, his kappa being detated from his head.
I'm going to need you to be more specific. What episode is it, Justin?
Well, that's the episode where Ed Truck is killed.
That is the episode where Ed Truck is killed. I will give you a bonus point for that pop culture reference catch. You have 3 bonus points and you remain perfect. Man, this could be. What if this isn't our first perfect round? Isn't a perfect 66, but actually over 66?
Right now, it'd be a 69. There we go.
That's a sexual reference.
I've heard of people who get to do that.
Unfortunately, this is one of those games where if you go over, you actually go backwards the amount you went over.
Oh, so it'd be 63. That's a bummer.
Yeah, so you have to get it right on the nose.
Right on. Okay.
And so, like, if it's starting to come down to it and you're going to miss, you're going to have to purposely sacrifice a few points to make sure that you land right on that 66 number.
Gotcha. So yeah, this is a really coolio guy living in the glacier colony.
Oh, Coolio was obviously a rapper many years ago.
Famous rapper in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
When Gangster's Paradise was connected to the what was the name of the movie with
Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds, yes. Yeah. I used to try to like catch the commercial every time it came out because I thought the little clip they played of the song during the commercial was so good. That was before like YouTube and like when you could just listen to a song whenever you wanted to
listen to them all the time.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, had Weird Al's album and listened to Amish Paradise way too many times.
way too many.
I mean,
not an unhealthy amount of times.
not right. An unhealthy amount of times that I listened to Amish Paradise. But my God, is it good? If you want to look for a spoof for something like that, I mean, you can't find a better version of a parody than Amish Paradise. You can't do it. Justin.
So many of his parody songs are just perfect.
But
They're
that's
just
the pinnacle.
So good.
That's really the pinnacle. That's as
Amish Paradise is one of the best. It's one of the best. Well, Tyler, this Ovician is named Boolio, I believe.
Boolio, cousin to Coolio, and that is absolutely correct. You remain perfect. Moving on to question number 2 in the Jedi Knight round.
I'm going perfect.
Kylo Ren uses Force Gank to steal the husk necklace that was given to Rey by this Aki Rebeler.
The kid.
Force Gank, a force power we have talked about before. When
Force
Sticky
Gank,
Fingers
we
Rey
have talked about Force Gank before.
Yep, took the sacred Jedi texts. That
her name is
nefarious little bee.
She would be honored to know your family name. Her name is Nambi Gima. Is that right?
Okay, he's working towards it. There you go, work it out. Go to that mind palace. Find it. Just find it.
Nambi, is Nambi her first name or second name? I think it's her first name.
That's a good question.
Nambi.
I obviously can tell you the correct answer if you would like.
What?
Yeah. So,
but then I don't get any points.
But no, you don't get any points. But I'll tell you if you want to know. If you're curious. No. You don't want to. You're not even curious. Like I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
He's doing Star Wars trivia. Who cares? Okay.
I think her name is Dolcolax.
Dolcolax.
Is that
a reference to something?
I think her name is.
While Justin's thinking, Templar. I know you're a Dune guy. We haven't had a chance. I have been so horribly busy.
Oh my God,
the last few weeks. We've got to talk about Dune, man. We've got to hop on the Insta or something and chat. I've been a bit missing in action lately because, as Justin knows, I've been hammered right now. It's kind of like the worst possible time for me at work. But I watched Dune and absolutely loved it, and I've watched it multiple times now and like it more and more each time I watch it. And I even watched a review from a guy. I forget his name. Really popular guy. He gets like 1 million views every time he does a review thing. But he even said that's how it. What's that?
Jeremy Johns? Or...
no, it wasn't. He's the one with the long hair, right?
Yeah. Then
it wasn't him. It was another guy. But anyway, he even did it and said the first time he watched it, he liked it, but he thought he had some problems with it. And then after he watched it the second time, he realized he actually didn't, and he was wrong and apologized. And then it was no, it's a great movie. I mean, there are
I'm trying to think of some of the ones that I watched that I liked that review stuff.
Yeah. Have you watched it yet, Just? Have you seen it yet, dude?
No. So I have also been busy, and with the kids, I don't think I can take the kids. And so it's tough to just at night sneak away for 3 hours by myself.
I gave you my HBO Max stuff.
So here's the story. So then Tyler is like, well, it's on HBO Max. And I'm like, well, give me your login. Yeah. And he finally sends it. And again, busy. And so the other night, a couple nights ago, I'm like, it's late. It's 10:30. And I'm like, am I going to watch it all the way to 1 a.m? I don't know. But I'm like, this is the first chance I've had to watch it. I'm like, I'm going to do it. It takes me 20 minutes because the HBO Max app on my smart TV won't load for some reason.
Yeah.
So then I go into the app through Comcast or whatever, and it kind of looks weird. But it finally pops up. I put in the info, and then it says to verify and to load it, I have to, from my smartphone, which is not my smartphone, it's your smartphone, I have to go to a website. I have to type in the activation code. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, I'm not going to text you or Carrie at 10:30 or 40 at night and be like,
you know,
hey,
I'll
will
be
you
up.
log into the website? Will you type in this code? And
Right.
so I just was like, forget it. And I skipped
Well-
it that night. So that's why I haven't seen it yet.
Well, you need to do it soon because I think it's going to leave HBO Max soon. And so if you can't get out to a theater, you should try to watch it soon. I'll absolutely do that. It took me a minute to even remember. I had to like reset my username and password because I couldn't remember it so that I could send it to you because I want you to watch it. I want you to have a chance to see it.
You know, everything has like the Face ID now, which is fantastic for logging in. But every time the Face ID goes away and it's like, you need to double verify by logging in this time, I'm like, I don't know what my password or my login is. And so I have to change it every single time it happens.
Yep.
So I never know what my passwords are to anything because they're all different. They're all random. And it's all up to my face scanner.
And two, I've had to, it used to be, you know, back in the day, you could kind of have like one password for things for a lot of different things. And it wasn't
nowadays, you can't do that.
Now that's insane nowadays. There's been so many breaches and like I have to change passwords all the time. I have different passwords for everything. They're long, complicated things because like there's been so many companies that I've like been a member of or subscribed to that have been hacked and my information has been taken. And so you got to change stuff and protect stuff. It's nasty out there. It's the wild, wild west, man. So you got to protect yourself. So you can't just have these simple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passwords like we used to have.
That's amazing. I used to have the same combination on my luggage. And so to make sure that your bank accounts are safe, just go ahead and type your bank account down in the description below.
Exactly.
And in the comments down below, and we'll protect it for you.
Well, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know if the password is strong enough. So just type it in there. Let us know for what app, what account. Type your password in there. But all right, Justin. So what was the name of this character?
I think it's, I don't want to mess it up. I think it's Nambi Gima.
Is that your final answer? I mean, you got to remember, you have 3 bonus points already. So max you would lose would be 3 here.
Yeah, final answer.
Final answer. Justin, you are absolutely correct. You remain perfect with 3 bonus points to spare. We are moving on to question number 3.
I'm listening to C3PO in my head, and I'm like trying to get in the right. I'm like, you know, and I'm sitting there going, Gima, Nambi, Gima, Gambi.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
had it,
no,
like, right
damn
away.
it. So, okay.
I was hoping you were going to talk yourself out of it because you nailed it almost immediately.
Is that the first thing I said?
Yeah, like I think almost right away. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, now we're moving on to question number 3 in the Jedi Knight level. You remain perfect. This could be the first perfect round we have had. Here we go.
I feel good.
Rey shows off her snake charming abilities by force healing this serpent that had not 1, but 6 eyes.
That's a lot of eyes. No problems here. This is a...
just none of you guys are. So I'm saying her snake charming abilities not with a one-eyed snake.
Whoa!
See what I'm saying there? So that's
wow.
It's, you know, snake charming and then one-eyed snake. It's you know, there's a good funny little sexual reference just hidden in there
if you look close
when you really look at it. Yeah,
if
so
you really look close enough.
but I didn't want to give everyone the time to look close enough. I needed to make it clear right away so that I could just revel in my question right now.
And how clever you are.
Just so
everyone, look how clever I am.
everybody, come look how good I look.
Anchorman.
Bonus point. The correct answer. That's another point. You got 4 bonus points. You are cruising. Everyone, come see how good I look. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. All right, just.
Arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
Oh no! The children! Remember when he's screaming like at the top of his lungs? I think, was that in the actual movie or was that only the outtakes? I don't remember. Outtakes of Anchorman are fantastic.
The outtakes, particular of Anchorman, of him and Veronica when they're ending the broadcast.
Yeah,
and the credits are rolling, but you can't hear them. The things that they're saying to each other. Oh my god.
Absolutely,
and
so
how
great.
Christina Applegate like can't keep a straight face because Will Ferrell is just.
There are some shows and movies that lend themselves well to outtakes, but it needs a few things, right? First off, it has to be funny, but there has to be a lot more one-liners in, you know what I mean? Like things that are kind of funny on their own for outtakes to be funny. And you need a really good cast that are really jiving because they need to be laughing and feeling loose.
Yeah, it has to be like a legitimate laugh. Like they literally can't stop laughing.
Exactly, because if it's fake, it just kind of sucks and feels awkward and cringy, you know, if you can tell. Because some people, you know, you'll laugh just because the other person laughs too, because we just have that. We're social creatures who just do that anyway. When it's funniest is when like everybody just breaks because they can't hold it together because it's so funny. And so, like the Anchorman, there are plenty of hilarious outtakes with that. The one, even in like, I think it was Anchorman 2, where he's talking about like how he was jerking off his leg for a half hour, but when he went blind.
That was the one where he's blind in the lighthouse, and Paul Rudd, like,
oh my god,
like,
could not hold it.
He can't stop laughing. Yeah,
because he's talking about like jerking off his leg, but then he's like, but then when he finally did, you know, he came. And it was a sea of frothy ejaculate. And he's like, now I know what those villagers of Pompeii felt like. And then Paul Rudd just absolutely fucking loses it.
He's like crying.
So funny. Yeah, but then obviously The Office is some of the best outtakes I have ever seen.
Dinner party outtakes are one of the best. When Michael has everyone over and they have the flat screen TV and Michael's and always trying to get Jim's attention. You know, when he's like, Jim, the way Jim like looks up.
Yeah, just barely even look. And then It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, another one that has some amazing outtakes
too.
Yeah, great blooper. But all right, anyway, Jess. So what is this little serpent that she charms here?
The six snake charming ability. That is a cool skill tip. Is of course a Vexus.
A Vexus is of course the correct answer. Well done, Justin. This could be here we go. I mean, this one might be a little tricky for you casuals, but here we go. During the Battle of Exegol, we see our heroes ride into this epic Star War atop these horse-like beasts.
All right, I'm feeling it.
Wow. So I mean, I feel like
we're one question away, folks. One question and a bonus question away from a perfect round.
Now the bonus is tricky. And I could see you getting damn close. You know what?
Is this going to be another one of those? Well, but I got a lot of bonus points.
I was going to say, but what do we call it? Is it truly perfection if you get 66 with the bonus points? You know what I mean? With the pop culture references?
Well, since you're the one doing the humiliation, I should say yes.
Or do we consider this an Armando Galarraga style imperfect perfection?
Wow. Switching it up here now. Next beer. Rich and spiced. It's like a little bug down here. He's really bugging me. That's a Ted reference pun from Schitt's Creek, by the way.
Good night, everybody. I'm going to end the broadcast.
Old Fezziwig here is what we got next.
Oh, the Fezziwig. That sounds like something from Harry Potter.
It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why. Probably popped in my head. Carrie's had the old Harry Potter on a bunch lately. Just got a fire stick for the bedroom because our bedroom has only had like Netflix forever because it was like a super old Blu-ray we were using. Finally upgraded to these super fancy fire sticks. And so now she's used it to watch Harry Potter every single day in the bedroom. But it's been, I haven't watched it in a long time. So that we even had it on the living room.
Potter movie? And let us know, viewers. Put it in the comments. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie, if you've seen it?
Oh, man.
To me, I have a clear favorite. I've always loved one movie more than all the rest.
Okay, well, what's yours? I need to think for a second. Because
I was thinking The Prisoner of Azkaban. The Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite movie. I love the time travel aspect. I love the werewolves aspect. I think the directing and some of the shots in that movie, like the Sirius Black reveal when they get to the Shrieking Shack, and how the camera pans up with the door and the door opens, and the way Sirius Black is standing there, the moment at the end, even the touching moments that he has with Sirius before Sirius goes away. I'm just like, I think it's my favorite Harry Potter movie. I think it's the best Harry Potter movie.
I mean, I think that's I think that's a good answer. I think just to say something different, we just had the Half-Blood Prince on, And I did really like that one too. I thought that was a really good one. And even small things that aren't like the big moments, like for instance, when he finds the Half-Blood Prince's book and is going through it and has to make the potion and stuff. I love how it's like, oh, Snape just has everything all written out so beautifully. And yeah, don't try to cut it. You turn your knife over and smash it. And he makes this perfect death potion, kill everybody in the room.
Hermione's all jealous.
Yeah, she's so pissed about it. And then he gets the lucky vial of whatever it was. It's just a great
Felix Felicis.
That's what it was. Yeah. See, I haven't set it up on my Harry Potter trivia. You're actually way better at that than I am.
Well,
with
I'm
Harry
a book
Potter.
reader. I read all the books.
Yeah.
So I read all the books growing up, and I remember when the last book came out, The Deathly Hallows. I mean, I bought and read that in 2 nights. That's that was one of the biggest of all the books. Obviously, made into 2 movies.
Yeah.
And they followed it pretty close. The Half-Blood Prince, even though there's good moments in it, it was one of my least favorite movies, and here's the reason why, and Tyler, you will totally understand this.
Okay.
Because it was my favorite book. It ended up to me not being as adapted as well as it was in the book. By far, The Half-Blood Prince is my favorite book.
Right.
But there are moments and there are scenes in reading the book that, you have a certain expectation. In the Tower, Dumbledore's death, Snape, right? How that all
so
goes
many people,
down.
Yeah, didn't like
when you read that, it's unbelievable. And you have this picture in your head of how Dumbledore is pleading with Snape and how all these things are happening. And when I saw it in the movie, I was like, no, that sucked. I just didn't like the way they did it. Because again, I'm just being that pretentious guy who's like, the book did it so much better. And of course, the book is always better, but...
What's the one, too, where Dumbledore, again, I don't know my Harry Potter as well as you, where Dumbledore and the main bad guy, what's his name?
Voldemort.
Well, when they have their big square off, right, and then the one guy comes out and is like, he's back, right? But they had the big epic.
Fudge. Yeah, the Minister of Magic.
Which movie was that?
Yeah, is that? That's the Order of the Phoenix, I believe.
Order of the Phoenix,
right?
Because that was good too. I love that scene. I always thought that was a cool little duel. I thought that how Dumbledore keeps kind of shoving.
Yeah, the way that was
very
cool. Dumbledore, obviously get to see him and all his. To me, that's like the Yoda Dooku moment, where it's like he has the Yoda moment where he finally gets to come out and totally torch someone.
Exactly.
Because he, Voldemort to a stalemate. The same way Yoda does with Dooku,
where Voldemort is supposed to be so powerful and everyone's scared of him, and it's like, and he couldn't even take Dumbledore one-on-one. But I think that's too why I love the scenes when even Snape is talking about how he's like, and I managed to fool, one of the greatest wizards of all time, and everyone's scoffing at him, the other villains in there, and he's like, Dumbledore is a great wizard. To think otherwise would be insane, right? Talking about how it's one of the greatest, ever. But so I love those moments. But I totally understand when you have a vision in your head for a book that you really liked, so hard for the movie to live up to. But this is actually another reason why I liked Dune so much. Was I loved Dune. Obviously, you see, I have the book behind me right here.
Always been a huge Dune fan. You got me to read Dune. I have read the first book. I have read Dune.
Yeah, absolutely love Dune. Such a good book. And so I was nervous I wasn't going to like it because of that. But I did. Even though there are certain characters and certain moments that I didn't like there are definitely things I could pick apart that I did not like based on how it happened in the book or how I pictured the characters, certain things. Overall, I thought they did a great job. What's his name? Oscar Isaac, the guy who's in Star Wars, who plays
he plays Poe Dameron. He plays Duke Leto, I think. In Dune,
he plays Duke Leto. And I just really like him in the role. He's great. But then, I love how he pictured the environments and how he pictured the ships and, the planets that everyone lives on and stuff. It's just sweet. And again, the cinematography was just absolutely fucking epic. I just loved it, how he shot everything. And so I was for it. And he followed the book pretty closely. Right now, obviously, a ton of crap is left out. But I like that. Right. But because what he did is essentially just hinted at things. So not to give too much away because you haven't watched it yet, but there's a whole stories about the mentats, right? And what the mentats are and why mentats exist and what they do and everything. He spends no time talking about or explaining that or what they are. You essentially just see these guys who work for really powerful people, every now and then, like their eyes flip back in their head and go white, and they seem to be able to make really crazy calculations. And like, that's it. And then he just and that's it. So you just kind of feel this immersive world, but he doesn't spend time explaining shit. And I love that. Like, it just gives you a chance as a viewer to just be immersed. You're not spending tons of time being bogged down in exposition, which I feel like is the tendency when you have books like Dune that have tons of lore and like there's just tons of backstory. They feel the need to like explain everything, and it's like, no, don't. You know, like,
you don't have to. You can leave it up to the imagination, and that's
exactly.
Can you imagine if they made a Brandon Sanderson book into a movie? It'd be a 14-hour movie. I mean,
right, but same thing. You just can't explain it. You just have to like hint at it. And so for a reader like myself, there's a bunch of Easter eggs in there that you can catch and be like, oh, like they're referencing this, and this is clearly a reference to that. But like a normal casual viewer isn't going to notice those things. It's just available to them if they want to look deeper, which I love. I thought that was great. Oh, and look, as Templar, I love Dune. So good. I agree, buddy. Like I love it. Again, I've already watched it a few times, and I feel like I love it more each time I watch it. And that's not typical. I normally hate the movies after I've read the book, just like Justin talked about. This is one of the exceptions. Go check it out if you haven't seen it.
Absolutely. So, question 14.
Oh yeah, we're playing Star Wars trivia.
The horse-like beasts, I believe, are called Orbaks.
Orbaks are absolutely, or Orbak, whatever you want to call them. That is the correct answer, Justin. You remain perfect. But now here we go, because this is now everyone. Okay, listen here. Justin is perfect right now. He has not missed a single question, and on top of that, he has not one, not two, not three, but 4 bonus points at his disposal. But, and here's the catch, he has to get a perfect 66. He cannot go over. Okay. So, but now that is going to work.
This is even better. Better.
I'm going to say that's going to work to his advantage, because he's probably going to get this question.
Such in the final question that I can actually hit 66, because that's not always the case.
But no, you know what? Let's say this. You need to, if you get every question correct, Justin, you will get a perfect 66. Let's do this. The bonus points only count if you miss a question. How about that?
Okay.
And so then the bonus point could fill in the gap. But so if you get every question correct, the bonus points don't matter. You get a perfect 66. If you miss one of the bonus points fills it in. How about that?
There you go.
Everybody agree? Everybody in the chat? Everybody, I see nothing but agrees. A bunch of thumbs up. High fives, slapping hands.
Yeah. There's about 1,000 comments saying, yeah, definitely. Let's do
Clinking glasses. Okay, so we're good. So, Justin, here we go. Final question in the Jedi Knight level for a perfect 3 rounds, moving into the final Jedi Master question. Here we go. Of the Jedi that speak to Rey during her battle with Palpatine, 4 of them have first names that start with the letter A. Name 3 of them.
Oh, I like that question. And I'll give you all 4 of them in a second, because
look at this guy.
I can probably give you all of them. So
Star Wars fans love showing off.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
He's just strutting around here like he's the cock of the walk.
First name starting with A. You speak to Rey at the end. So Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin Skywalker that's the one I didn't think you'd get. No, of course I knew you were going to get that one. All right, 1 down.
Ahsoka Tano. Yep. Ayla Secura. Already
have it wrapped up. But what's that final one, Just? Go ahead.
And Adi Gallia.
Adi Gallia is absolutely correct. Justin, you remain perfect moving in to the final Jedi Master round. This is exciting, folks. This is very exciting.
Watch out, Andrew Dimolanta or your wife, Dimmy, who's also... Did you see that?
Which one? That she almost beat her... No, I was thinking of Damon. Damon's wife almost beat Alex in one of them, but you're talking about...
No, I'm talking about Dimolanta's wife.
Dimmy's wife almost... I haven't seen that. So what happened?
Yeah. Do you want me to say?
Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
She's undefeated. She just beat Alex Damon.
Oh my God, seriously?
She actually throttled him, and so now Damon has only lost to Dimolantas, I believe.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I did not know that. I don't know how I missed that.
Now, again, we talked about this before in the Schmodown. The Schmodown gets harder and harder and harder. And so, like, they're asking insane questions now. I mean, like, you and I get to a point where we're like, man, we basically know everything you need to know, okay? And then, in A New Hope, Alex Damon had a question about A New Hope, and they asked the actor, whatever the fuck the guy's name was, portrayed what character, right? In A New Hope. Never heard of him. He played Das Pure, one of the bounty hunters who is seen in the cantina scene for a split second. They asked the actor's name, not even Das Pure's name, the character in Star Wars. Gosh. They asked the bit actor who played him for a split second.
So you're talking about how easy that was? When did they get to the hard ones?
I mean, but they both got that. No, they both got that one wrong. That was a round one question that they both were like. And at one point, Damon was asked a question where he was like, "Geez, writers, like, nice job." I mean, like,
you're right.
Like, I mean, Damon got a ton of questions wrong. And in his defense, that dude knows everything about Star Wars. He's got like 800,000 subscribers. He drops a Star Wars Explain video every day. I'm just saying.
Apparently not everything, Justin, not everything, because he didn't know every actor who played every character in the cantina. Which, to me, and this is just me here. If you're a Star Wars fan, you should know every actor who played every side character in every movie ever. That's all I'm saying.
It's like
you're a real Star Wars fan.
Where they're like John Williams composed Star Wars, and then they're like, name John Williams's prom date from 1964. Like, that's like the type of questions they're asking now.
God, a beautiful woman, and absolutely, he did an amazing job catching her for the prom. Yeah, no, the questions are getting intense. But here, Justin, we are moving on. Well, no, I think we've got last call
what's
here.
Going on, man?
We go to drink. Oh, we got Jeremy Knapp up here. We got Agio 6. What is going on? So for those of you just joining, we do have a historic moment unfolding right before your very eyes. And God, do I envy how lucky you are to be tuning in right now. Justin is perfect right now. Justin is perfect. Yeah, I know. Think about that. That is crazy. Justin barely knows anything about Star Wars. He has been stubbing his toe and stumbling and vomiting all over himself every time he plays. He's perfect right now. Moving in to the final question, the Jedi Master level, where we will ask him a multi-part question. So he's going to have to give me multiple answers, and if he gets them all, he has the first perfect round, a perfect 66, and I will have to do humiliation next week. So a lot is on the line here, and you see our humiliations get intense. I have walked on Legos. I have shot myself. I have signed myself up for the sex offender registry, all in the name of BookBarBros humiliations. So
that's true. You have. I have done over-the-top Palpatine impressions. I have shoved a ghost pepper up my ass. We have done some crazy shit.
We go crazy. We go all out.
We go cray. We go cray. That's how. Before we get here, do you see this hat right here? Now, Tyler and I are about to go play some golf on vacation this weekend here. And by the way, anybody who might recognize this hat right here that's on my bar, that is a Bushwood Golf Club hat from, Tyler, what movie?
From Caddyshack.
That's from Caddyshack, baby. And I'm bringing that hat with me, and I'm going to wear it.
Are you going to wear it? I was hoping you would.
I'm bringing that.
I'm going to say plenty of rounds in which to wear it, too. We are going to be playing a lot of golf over the next few days. I could not be more excited. It's going to be great.
Before we get into the final question, last call. Let's go. Pick up your beers, whether you're watching live or on the replay.
All right.
No matter what it is, Tyler. Well, I got my Old Fezziwig is what I'm chugging right now. Old Fezziwig. That's what we're doing.
Me, I got my rind over matter. Here we go.
Rind over matter. Buddy. Here we go. Cheers.
You're doing great.
Woo! Tough one to chug.
Goes down smooth.
All right.
Woo. All right, here we go, buddy. Are you ready for your final question? Now remember, you have a chance. You have a chance for an imperfect perfection, given your bonus points. You can miss up to 4 points.
Okay, 4. I have 4 bonus
points.
Yep.
And so you'll have an imperfect perfect round. But if you get them all without the use of your bonus points, then that will trigger a humiliation for perfect perfection. which is the most perfect kind of perfection you can have.
Ouch.
So here we go, Justin.
I'm ready.
Final Jedi Master question.
Okay.
Name every major location seen in the Rise of Skywalker. There are 11 locations, and you will get 1 point per correct answer. Go. You have 15 seconds. Justin, you're laughing. Time is counting down.
Agent Kloss.
Okay, that's one, and time's up. Oh my God! And after such a good round, you have to spoil it.
I have clarification questions.
Yeah.
Now, you say major location.
I do.
Does that mean a planet or a moon, or could a major location be like a ship?
No, not like a ship, not like a ham, Justin.
Okay.
No, I mean, like say,
a ham? No, not like a ham. The Office. Give me another bonus point.
Damn it!
5 bonus points. Yes.
This is just getting worse. Justin, I mean like a planet or a moon or say some other place in some planetary space that has a very distinct name that they clearly travel to.
Okay, so Agent Kloss.
Agent Kloss is absolutely correct. You have 1 point.
I'm going to guess what you're hinting at there is the Cinta Glacier colony.
That is absolutely a correct answer. That is what I'm looking for, yes.
Exegol,
of course. You have 3 points.
Okay. Mustafar
is absolutely correct answer.
Pasana.
Is absolutely correct. You have 5 points.
All right, now give me a second here. Give me a sec here. If I need 1 or 2 more for my my bonus perfect round.
Right, just what you have. Well, now I guess you have 5. So to get your 11, you just need 1 more point to get your imperfect perfection.
Kef Burr.
See, that's why I thought it might be a little harder for you. You got Kef Burr, and so now already Justin has achieved imperfect perfection.
Perfection with bonus points. I have a perfect round with bonus points.
Yep. Okay. And so that does not trigger humiliation, but he will be recorded. And our long stats on the trophies that we keep, this will be recorded as a 66, but it does not trigger the humiliation. He needs to get every single answer. Yeah.
And so Templar says the Death Star Endor. That's Kef Burr. That is the moon of Endor,
planet,
where
the moons of Endor.
The debris actually was, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's see. Go back and think. What scenes am I missing? Where are they going?
This is the question
that I'm missing. So you're okay. So
and I'm honestly I'm being pretty generous right now because your 15 seconds was up quite a bit ago.
Okay, so now I have to ask this question because this is going to make all the difference in the world, I think.
Oh, okay.
Are you counting the 3 places that Poe light speed skips to?
Justin, let me ask. Let me answer that question with another question. What do you think?
I think you are.
Of course I am. Yes, I am. Of course I am. The places that Poe Dameron light speed skips to are absolutely major locations that they travel
I would
to.
call them major locations. But...
they are major locations. I have been there myself, and they are beautiful, with the exception of one of them. And the hotel I stayed in was just a nightmare.
But I hope I'm not going to mix these up. One of them is like Evexia, and I think it's the Mirror Spires of Evexia.
The Mirror Spires of
Evexia
is absolutely correct, Justin. You now have 7 points.
Come on. So those 2 would be 9, and then other than that, you're saying there's 2 other major locations that they visit that I haven't said yet.
Yeah, technically it looks like there's actually.
I'm sorry, Kijimi.
I was surprised you didn't get that one yet. Okay, you're at 8.
No, they're on so many fetch quests all over the. Just taking a second. It's taking a second. Okay,
I know.
So there's only one other one other than the two places that they light speed skip to. So there's one major location that I'm missing.
No, actually, I think there's technically two. Looks like I forgot to write Mustafar on my list. I just know that they went to Mustafar at the beginning of the movie. So technically, I guess there's 12 locations. So that means you can miss one and still get the full thing. I counted. I just somehow forgot to count the last one. Oh, look at that! We got GD John right there.
GD John,
what's going on, GD?
What's going on, GD John?
What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. GD, just so you know here, bud, Justin, believe it or not, is going for a perfect round right now. He is as close as we have ever been, and honestly, this is one where I feel like he's gonna get it. They go to Octo. Oh my God, Justin, you have 9 points. He is so close. I mean, this is he's almost there. This is almost a perfect round. Can he get the remaining answers?
What are those two other fucking places that they light speed skip to?
Oh my God, is this going to be imperfect perfection, the perfect crime?
This one bothers me. I did get the Mirror Spires of Avexia.
You did? I'm impressed.
Because that name to me is so memorable. But
it is. And even the location is really nice. Great brunch restaurants, too.
Great brunch. Great sightseeing. And because I asked you this question, I think, when you did the Rise of Skywalker like 3 months ago.
Yep.
And so this is like one of those semi-callback questions to make sure I'm paying attention.
Well, indeed, because if you remember and I'm so happy you said that, because if you remember,
I think it's because I probably didn't totally ingrain this in my brain because I asked you this question, and now it's coming back to bite me.
And if you'll remember, I told you I had memorized every location and in order, because I thought you might do it as a bonus question because I thought it lent itself so well to it.
Yeah.
Because the light speed skipping, they go to a lot of planets. You could do 1 point per. And so I was convinced you were going to do that, and I memorized them all and had it. But you did ask me about those 3 light speed skips, which I got, but not the rest of the planets. And I was like, oh, that would make a great bonus question. And here we are months later in the hot seat, and I'm asking you it for that final Jedi Master question. Templar said, where did Leia train Rey? So he already got that. That would be Agent Kloss, right? That was the Rebel base. He already got that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought about that, and I was going to say,
you're absolutely right, Templar, but yeah, he already got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a flashback. So again, I don't know if that's one that you would count or not, but I believe it's supposed to have happened on Agent Kloss. Maybe not. I mean, maybe
it's like a jungle planet, so I assumed. But I mean, if we're wrong, we could always go to Frederick.
Frederick can always double check if there's an issue there. But I've already got. What do I have? I have how many?
So he said, where did he get the info out of C3?
That was Kajimi.
That was Kajimi. Which he got. But I like where Templar's head's at. So he's trying to walk you through these scenes.
Scenes. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go through scenes, right?
Justin, right now you have 9 points.
You're on Mustafar. You're on Exegol. You're on Agent Kloss. You're on Cinta Glacier. You're light speed skipping through the Mirror Spires of Avexia. And the 2 other places. I want to say one of them starts with a C something. God dang it. And then you're back and
oh my goodness,
Octo,
this is heating up.
Kajimi. Okay. What am I missing? What am I not thinking of?
Okay.
I've already got the imperfect perfect round.
You already have imperfect perfection, Justin. You just need to seal the deal. I mean, it's all going to boil down. Can you name
the caverns of Cardona? So, I mean, like, I don't know. Am I somewhat close with that one?
No. No. I mean, like, I can tell you've heard it before, but like, will I accept anything like that as the right answer? No.
You're not going to take that?
I'm not going to take that. Justin, remember, you already have imperfect perfection. Do you think you're going to be able to pull those two other ones out of your ass here?
I really don't. I see Jeremy's comment. He says, where did Kylo get the holocron? He got that from Mustafar at the beginning.
Yeah, so essentially, Templar, what he's missing, what he needs to pull out right now are the two other places that Poe Dameron Lightspeed skipped to. If he can
Am I missing another place?
Well, so that's what I was just double checking. You are, but I was making sure that I have the correct place for this. And so I was just double checking that.
So what is okay?
Yeah, so you are missing another place. Yeah, I have that confirmed. Okay.
Okay, I'm missing
because I'm gonna say I was like, I actually think there's 12, not 11, and I am correct.
Where else do they go? Where else do they go? I said Pisana, didn't I?
You said Pisana.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you do get this last, this one that's not one of the two Lightspeed skip to, which it seems like you're not going to get, that would put you within 1 point of the perfect instead of the imperfect perfect. And so, Templar,
you're not counting places in flashbacks, or like, are you?
No, this is a place that's
okay. I was gonna say, I was like,
Jack,
who do they go to?
So actually, I would say Templar.
It's oh my god, it's Tatooine. What am I doing? That's where the movie ends. What am I doing?
I was even like, when you weren't getting it, I started questioning myself, and I'm like, did they not, like, what am I, like, how is he not getting this?
Okay.
And I had to quick look it up. Because I'm like, what's happening?
The movie ends on fucking Tatooine, where she buries like, the lightsabers at the moisture farm, and then tells that old hag.
Slides down the moisture farm, and I was so confused that I was like, I can't believe he's not getting this one. Okay, and so Justin, there is 10. You are literally a single point away from actual perfection. And now I can say without question, you are only missing the two places where Poe Dameron Lightspeed skips.
Oh my god, this one makes me mad because I've done these before. I've looked at these before. I quizzed you on them before.
Yep.
And for some reason, it was so insane. The mirror spires of Exia sounded so cool.
They're both like that, though. They're both.
Yeah, I know, and it's that's why I said. Didn't I say? I said like the caverns of Cardono or whatever I said.
Right.
I don't know.
It's like I get you're gonna know the one when I say it is like that, but I mean you're not right.
And then the other one, what is the other one? I'm even like I'm like running through the alphabet in my head and like my notes.
That's time, everybody. God, you are 1 point away, Justin.
I have like a note. You know, we have cheat sheets. Everyone knows we have cheat sheets when we study. We have study guides that we build when we're watching the movies. And I have a cheat sheet with these 3 things in there, and I think I even have like code abbreviations for them. I'm like drawing a total blank. God.
All right, Justin, are you giving up?
No, I'm not giving up. Shut your mouth. And
oh my God, you're still gonna have an imperfect perfect round. Yeah, I just won't have to do a humiliation.
And
I've already shot myself in the arm, Justin. I don't know what else I can do.
God. Oh my God. This.
Remember E.T. in one scene, he was in an episode in the prequels. Like, well, not E.T. specifically, but his species. The Asogians.
I think it was in the Phantom Menace.
I think so, and they're in the Senate chamber.
Yeah, well, they're in the actual Senate room.
Yeah, and I forget the name of God. And see, that's a good trivia question. What's the name of their senator that represents the Asogians?
Yeah, that's a great trivia question. You know, I don't remember the name right now myself either. I'm blanking on it. My favorite trivia question I ever asked you was who owned the speeder that Anakin took in Attack of the Clones?
Oh God! And that was didn't that one kill me? Wasn't I like I was
that
to a
broke
perfect round too?
Yeah.
That broke a perfect round.
I think that was my favorite question,
and it was a great one. What? But I don't even remember.
I don't remember his name either.
But see, like this is what scares me about this. There's so much.
We've already forgot the stuff that like
already forgot those things.
It was
but
like
now. But I would say it's very clear our knowledge keeps expanding because we've joked about this before to where now there are questions where when we first started, we would have asked these as Jedi Knight questions that have become, Youngling questions now.
Questions we thought were really hard back then, and now we just know, and now it's only the insane questions that we can't always remember.
So, but yeah, we definitely need to try. I mean, obviously I have that in my notes somewhere, but I just don't have it to where I can pull it right off the top of my head anywhere. All right, Justin, is that going to be it? Are you literally going to come within 1 point of perfection?
I feel like you right now. And
because I think I've done this two or three times.
I don't like
Doesn't that suck? Because I've done it 2 or 3 times where I've come to a single point. Even that one time with The Last Jedi, it was like fractions of a point of getting that perfect round. And it hurts. You're like, God damn it. Like I was right there. I was on the cusp of greatness. They would have written about me in the local paper. And instead, you're just going to go to sleep feeling like an idiot that you didn't know these 2 places that Poe Dameron Lightspeed skipped to. I mean, like, who doesn't know that? I feel bad. I feel bad. No, I don't know, buddy. I feel like everyone in the chat's just laughing at you. Like, how can he not know this? And,
So I'm going to officially retire. But don't just say the answers. I want you to give me the initials or a hint or something to see if it will jog my memory.
Okay, so Justin has officially retired. And with that, Justin, though, I do want to say, and here we go, congratulations on the imperfect perfection. An absolutely stellar round. With the bonus points, Justin has scored a 66, but it is not perfect. This is an Armando Galarraga style perfection. Jim Joyce called him
he came at the last
safe.
Second and punched me in the face.
Yep, so what can you do? But Justin, here we go. So I will give you the initials of the one that you're kind of driving at first. Okay. It is CC of C.
See, I knew it was something like that.
C of C. CC of C.
CC of C. CC of C. Is it something caves or caverns?
See, now, what's the last thing that you kept saying?
Cardovite. Cardovite.
Yeah, it's
crystal. It's the crystal caverns of Cardovite.
Oh my God! Crystal chaos.
Crystal chaos
of Cardovite. That's the one where you kept saying where I'm like, yeah, I know.
Caverns of Cardona.
Something is in your brain. Like you're not right, but like you're close.
The letters and the abbreviations I had, CCC.
Yep. But that's the problem. That's the problem with doing initials. So I've done that before too. And the
initials is tricky.
Now that works for cramming. So like I definitely still use initials just before I'm about to be quizzed. Right. So like if it's my week, next week, now it could be, whoever wins our trivia challenge. It looks like Templar. It's shaping up to be Templar almost for sure. But like I'll use initials leading up to my round, but those don't stick. Those don't stick long term because then what you'll I would say, yeah, exactly. Not always, because then long term, you can only see the initials. You forget what it stood for. You need to be more.
I just saw CC. That's what I saw.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to like be more creative in how you remember it. Think of more of a picture that actually gets you to sound out the words. Otherwise, you'll lose it. And this last one, MC of the TN. MC of the TN. MC of the TN. MC of the TN. So who is the greatest MC of all time? What do you think? What would be your? Who would you throw your hat in the ring for, Justin? Greatest MC of all time.
MC of TN.
Who is the greatest MC?
I kind of just want to pull up my notes.
So Templar says MC stands for more cookies. Let's look it up. So let's see. Greatest MC of all time. What pulls up? Okay, let's see. Okay, I do have a list from MTV.com, musictelevision.com. Okay, Templar says DJ Jazzy Jeff. I have to imagine he is on this list, but let's look. Okay, so number 10, coming in at number 10, LL Cool J. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. LL Cool J comes in at number 10. I don't know why there's not a number 9. They're skipping number 9.
Oh my goodness!
So number 8 is Ice Cube. Number 7 is Big Daddy Kane. Again, missing a 6. Number 5 is Nas. You'll know that as the gas used in street racing. Number 4 is Rakim. I don't know how I'm not familiar with that one. This is the first. I don't even know if I'm saying that one right. Never seen that one. And we're going to skip to the chase. Number 1, they say is Jay-Z. And they have a quote, "I'm not an artist. I'm a hustler. The industry didn't accept me right away.
What is
I
happening?
felt it was my enemy. But as the years went by and I came to make friends in the industry and feel more accepted, every time something like this happens, it's a great thing for me." I don't know what he's referring to. Haven't read the rest of the article. But Jay-Z is apparently the number 1 MC.
Yeah, so I pulled up my notes, and it's very frustrating. It's the megaphonic chasm of the Typhonic Nebula.
That is the correct answer. And the fact that you didn't know that, I'm disappointed in you, buddy. I mean, come on, man.
So like here's for example, my note here, like on some, well, actually one of the questions you asked about.
Yeah.
It says the character that gives Finn the spy's message is an Ovisian named Bulio, and he goes full Ned Stark as a result.
Right. I even had a question about his Kappa being detained.
And then my note says, hyperspace or light speed skipping was a technique that could be used to quickly jump through hyperspace on a starship. However, it was dangerous and could put undue stress on a ship and place it in a dangerous location when it exits light speed. While attempting to escape the First Order forces at the Sinta Glacier, the Millennium Falcon, Poe Dameron, uses hyperspace skipping. He travels through the megaphonic chasm of the Typhonic Nebula, the MCTN, the Mirror Spires of Avexia, the MSI, and the Crystal Chaos of Cardavite, the CCC, before eventually returning to the Resistance base at Agent Class.
Justin, but buddy, wow, you get to that same taste that I've had, where you're at the finish line and then you stumble just before you cross the tape. But buddy, that was an amazing round. You were literally 1 point away from perfect perfection. Instead, though, we do get to celebrate imperfect perfection. And I could not be more thrilled for you. That was a wonderful round. You literally came within a single point, 1 answer in the final round before fumbling. But hey, great round. Absolutely amazing performance. And there it is. So I guess that takes us. That's it. That takes us to the end. You doing okay there, man?
My chest. I don't know. I'm a little amped up, I think, over this. My chest is just hurting a little bit. But that of course, brings us to Tyler's signature sign-off.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, Tyler, he ends us every week with a sign-off, something fun, quirky, a video, a skit. I don't know. It's always something, Tyler. Just curious what you have in store for us. But like my chest is really feeling restricted right now. And I actually think I might be having a heart attack. I don't know. Maybe it'd be something that's...
I mean, that's not really funny to joke about, dude. Are you okay?
I think something's wrong.
Justin? Justin? Okay. 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 I'm strong with the force. I'm going to use my force healing. Justin's having a heart attack. I can do this.
Tyler. Oh, Tyler saved me. But by saving me, it looks like he used all of his force energy. So hold on. Let me see if I can bring him back. Tyler, come back. Come on. No, I can bring him back in the force. Here he comes. I got him. I got him, but
Justin? Oh my God, I saved Justin. But then he saved me. What kind of a brother would I be if I didn't bring him back?
Oh man. I'm back again. Oh, Tyler, did Tyler bring me back again? And did he use all his life force? Well, I think I should probably use all my life force to bring him back again, but it's getting late. And I don't know. I've got stuff to do. And he probably wouldn't have brought me back if he didn't want me to be back. Oh, he fell out of his chair. Now, at this point, I think it's probably too late. Well, thanks, Tyler, for bringing me back again. I just feel like we can't go back and forth. One of us needs to live. One of us needs to, go through and get things done and enjoy life. So that's going to be me. Thanks, everybody.